Okay, up next, my good buddy and co-founder of the Metro Esports Podcast, one of the OGs of the Metro Esports Podcast, Bill Roseberry. Welcome back to the show.
What's going on, Dave? I'm glad to be back. I was just out to dinner with my girlfriend before this, and I was like, February of 2020, we decided to start a podcast. It's like a month later, we have a global pandemic.
What a great time to start a podcast.
I know. And then I lost my job, and then,
things changed.
Then it was all you, and you've done great, man.
Well, appreciate it.
This is outstanding. This has grown bigger than I could ever imagined that I thought it would. I mean,
I think it's got room to grow.
Well, yeah, it still has room to grow, but I mean, you've done great things with this.
Well,
great things.
There's great things in the Metro East, and there's great stories to be shared.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is about. It's not my story. It is creating space for those stories. That's
the way you have to look at it. I mean, that's what I loved doing when I did mine at WBGZ there for a while after we'd gone away, and the coach speak was just getting those people on there to tell their stories, and you've done a great job of that here. I mean, you're right. There's so many people that have stories, and you don't really have to do anything. Just have them in and let them tell their story.
That's what I'm good at. I'm good at not doing things.
Giving the platform, giving the stage, and you've done a great job with that.
Well, thanks, man. Okay, so let's talk about the Harry Gallatin Awards, and we asked KP to stick around because he's got personal experience with Harry Gallatin at SIUE, but let's get to that later. What's up next for the Harry Gallatin Awards?
So Saturday, November 8th, from 7 to 10 p.m., doors will open at 6. We're going to have the Gallatin Award Trivia Night at Locke's Brick Hall in Bethalto, where it's been now. I think this is going to be the fourth or fifth one there. Former champion Dave Leip, unfortunately won't be able to be there, but yeah.
No, you people are lucky.
Yeah.
You people are lucky that I'm not going to be there.
You beat Mike Arbuthnot in Dead or Alive one year too, right?
Destroyed him.
Destroyed him.
It wasn't even a contest. I'd been practicing for weeks for that.
So, but yeah, we're having the trivia night this year, which is the lone fundraiser besides, sponsorship money that comes in, which our host of our site here, Chad Opel, has been a good sponsor and contributor to the Gallatin Awards for several years. But
November
8th, okay. Doors open at 7. Our doors open at 6, trivia from 7 to 10. Tables of 8, and it's $200 a table for team.
Great location if you want food.
Absolutely.
You can go right next door to the bar.
Yep. Cash bar that night.
So but you can also bring in food. They let you bring in food, too.
Yeah, so you can bring in snacks. So if you want to buy dinner, you can buy it straight from the Brick House.
Buy your appetizers from the Brick House, people.
Oh, absolutely.
Make it easy on yourself because nobody likes it when you bring that 7-layer dip anyway. You buy some chicken wings from the Brick House, and that's where it's at.
And the waitresses will come right over from the restaurant and take your order while you're sitting at your trivia table.
That's why we play it. That's why I play it every year, not just to win it because we always do, but we play it because we love the food there. We get food, great drinks, get the stuff super fast. But we are having a
big thanks to Ross and Don Locks for what they do. And Ross, obviously a standout basketball player at CM, former head coach there. They're big supporters of the Gallatin Awards. And we
got to get them on.
And Ross is a busy man now. He's got Fast Eddie's now too. Yeah,
doesn't he do a podcast too? Does he still?
They did. I don't know that he's been doing it much. He's been too busy once Bon Air came into the mix there. Into the fold.
So trivia night's coming up on November 8th, and how can people get more information other than just show up the night of, because you're limited. You can only do like 12
they need to reach out, and probably the best way to reach out to me is either I would probably either Facebook message me directly, or there's the Gallatin Players of the Year Award group page
on Facebook.
Okay,
find it on Facebook.
Reach out through there. That's a good way to reach out also. Yeah, because we are limited on space. We have kind of streamlined it this year with a couple of things. We've always had the players that have helped work as runners and everything the night of the event. We're not going to do that this year. And we're also have eliminated the raffle tables to focus on giving us a little bit more space for teams and just kind of streamline it with a little bit of the responsibilities that we had. We're in a great place. We've been doing well fundraising for this and having enough to get the kids there. And part of that is the spring when we have the banquet itself. People come out in droves for this thing now. It's been amazing. I mean, the amount of people. We break records just about every year with
for the awards.
For the awards banquet. And then with so many people then showing up and paying at the door for their dinners, I mean, that's been a big help for what we're doing too. So we just appreciate the support from the entire Riverbend area. We're
going to talk about the next one. And also, I want to make sure people understand what the Harry Gallatin Awards are.
Sure.
And then we're going to hear about KP's stories with the great Harry Gallatin. You and your kids may never outgrow your favorite sports, but you may outgrow your equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot or trade up for what you need right now. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands. I've talked to Edwardsville store owner Dan recently. He was just on the show 2 weeks ago, and he said they're blowing out the wrestling equipment. They're blowing out golf stuff still because it's so warm outside. But you name it, and people are gearing up for ice hockey at Play It Again Sports. It is the epicenter of blade sharpening in the 618. Epicenter means big deal. Center of, I believe. I looked that up before I came on here. Go see Dan. Tell him I said Jim. All right.
You've always been such a wordsmith.
Well, you know, that's just I'm an
you
English.
taught me lugubrious.
Lugubrious.
That's a word I learned from
You know,
Dave
I talked to Max Byers for his Hall of Fame video.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I remember that you gave us extra credit if we got the word lugubrious into our interviews for I'm like, wow, man. It's you know what? You think you're going to be remembered for doing good stuff, and people remember you for the jokes you played. That's one of my best ones. The other one I've done multiple times is I've had Fawn Leibowitz page down to the main office. and I'll go to some unsuspecting secretary. I'm like, can you please get Fawn Leibowitz? She's who's Fawn? Yeah, she's in the ceramics department. Thanks. And people will laugh at that, but you can only do it once every 6 years.
Right.
Dennis DeToy loved it more than anyone else when I would do that.
Coach, is that like De Schmidt?
It's pretty much like saying De Schmidt. Okay, so what are the Harry Gallatin Awards, Bill?
So the Harry Gallatin Awards replaced the Alton Exchange Club Awards. We started giving out awards in 1946. It was the High Point Club the first year. And it was for Boys Basketball Player of the Year in the Riverbend area, which is Alton High, Marquette Catholic, Civic Memorial, East Alton Wood River, and Roxana. And High Point turned it over to the Exchange Club, I think either 1 or 2 years in, and they ran it until 2017. In 1994, they expanded to give a Girls Player of the Year award also. And since then, it's expanded to give a few more awards too, but we took it over in 2017. It was Steve Porter and I. We reached out to John Simmons and said, John, we don't want this to go away. The Exchange Club was going to be folding. So John helped us build a committee, and we kept it going. And we give out a Boys Player of the Year award, Girls Player of the Year award, a Boys and Girls 110% award, a Boys and Girls Free Throw award, and we give Boys and Girls Team Sportsmanship awards. Plus, we give out a Meritus award to someone in the community that's supported basketball in the Riverbend area or has been a big influence on the Gallatin Awards. We started that, and our winner last year, that is now called the John Simmons Award. We renamed it after John 2 years ago. We gave him the award because without him, we wouldn't be here to do this.
Good choice.
Yeah, and the first recipient of now what's called the John Simmons Award was my good friend and mentor, Steve Porter, because Steve is
Right
no
on.
longer part of the committee. He's gone ahead and stepped down.
This is going to be the first time in how many years Steve Porter isn't on the committee?
Well, he wasn't necessarily on the committee with the Exchange Club, but he was helping do things since 1974.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Like 50 years.
Yes. And so, all I got to do is call him if I got a question or I
Right.
need something.
Right.
But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more on my shoulders for some of the writing that goes into it and some of that. He really helps me on some of that that kind of back end stuff that I'm going to have to do all of that now. But we've got it. It's been a kind of a transition the last couple of years because Steve has stepped down now. Frank Akers has stepped off the committee. Those guys are getting into their mid-70s now. So they just want to kind of step back from some of that. And then Tim Lawrence, unfortunately, moved down to Kansas City to be closer to his grandchildren, so we lost him. So we've been trying to find people to replace these guys. And Frank and Steve and then Joe Silkwood and I had been the foundation of this new version of the Gallatin Awards. So, we've brought in guys like Dan Cruz. We brought in Marcus Rinkin and J.R. Gordon were added last year. And then this year we've added Jimmy Gleaner, Barry Macias, and Chris Zupan, who are all brand new, haven't really been a part of any of the events yet, but have started jumping in and helping and wanting to be a part of this. And those guys are all really connected to the Riverbend basketball scene and have been for a long time. So, it's going to be a little bit different look for the awards, but, you won't notice it at the banquet. It's going to look the same as it always has. The trivia night will look the same as it always has. We're going to keep rolling. We've set a brand here now with the Gallatin Awards, which it was John Simmons that wanted to name it after Harry as a Roxana High grad. You understand Harry is the only basketball player out of the 5 Riverbend schools that's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. He's actually the only athlete out of the 5 Riverbend schools that's in a one of the big 4 Hall of Fames. So, Harry's a big deal, and it's a way to keep his memory alive. For a while, we had his family coming. I know.
I sat next to his wife.
Yeah. She hasn't been able to come the last couple of years, but her and Harry's son came. Yeah, we sat you with them that one. You're such nice people. I adored Harry. So I told you, I'd tell you the story about when I first met Harry. I had came to the Intelligencer. It was my first week as the sports editor, and I reached out to do a story on Harry. He doesn't know who I am. I mean, I'm brand new. The Intelligencer. This young guy calls him up, gets his number, calls him up. He invites me to his house, sits me down. We talk for hours. He breaks out a lot of his Hall of Fame stuff, old pictures of him coaching Bob Pettit and Lenny Wilkins with the St. Louis Hawks, and just I end up writing this great big story on him. And he comes to the Intelligencer, shows up one day with a signed basketball card and asks to see me, and he gives it to me and tells me that I just wrote the most honest story about him that had ever been written in his entire career. This is 2007, and the man played in the NBA in the 1950s. So that just made me, that elevated my confidence through the roof as a new sports writer at the newspaper, trying to cut my teeth. And he also helped set me up with an interview with Don Ohl down the road, and I got to go to Don's house and talk to him. And Don, Don wasn't one that really did a lot of media stuff, but because Harry asked him, he welcomed me in with open arms, and I was able to talk to him. So Harry meant a big deal to me, was a big deal to me as a sports writer, and always just such a class act. So I was 110% behind John Simmons' idea to name it after Harry.
Okay. Well, what is your experience with the great Harry Gallatin as a former SIUE basketball player, KP?
Well, he, as you've talked about, was a great man. I've been a basketball junkie for all my life, and when I came to SIU as a basketball player, as we talked, Harry was the golf coach, but he was always around. He'd come to some of our practices once in a while, and I had the honor to see him at school, and I always used to call him Mr. Gallatin. And he goes, "It's Harry, young man. It's Harry." But I respected him so much, and it was just an honor to be around him. And it's interesting you talked about Don Ole. Don Ole was my neighbor for many years when I lived in Edwardsville.
Yeah.
So I got to spend a lot of talking basketball with him. But going back to Harry, he's a great man. I could never say enough, and I was fortunate to meet him. I wasn't there when he was coaching basketball. Dudley was my coach at that point, but he still spent some time around the basketball program, and just a great man.
And when are the awards this year? Just about a week or so after the season, regular season
Yes,
ends, after state?
the awards will be March 15th. We've already got that set at
Wait, what did you say?
March 15th.
Didn't you read your
2026.
Shakespeare? Beware the Ides of March, bro.
Oh.
You didn't read your Julius Caesar? That's
No.
it. Beware the Ides of March, Bill. Come on.
It's at Julia's Banquet Center in East Alton. That's where it's going to be. So
Julius Caesar's Banquet Center?
yeah, Julius
You're
Caesar.
You're having it at Julius's Banquet Center on the Ides of March.
Now, don't be chasing away people coming to the banquet.
A2 Brute?
Yeah,
This is getting too intellectual
yeah,
for this
too
crowd.
intellectual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Anything else about the Gallatin Awards that you want to say? You do a lot of great work for these kids basketball wise. You get the basketball scene energized on this, so good for you for continuing it, Rosie. I know it's a lot of work for you. Where can folks find out more about the actual event itself?
Truthfully, we have the Gallatin Awards Facebook group page.
Okay.
I try and keep things updated on there.
Do you have a host for this year?
To a speaker?
Yes.
Not yet. It's in the works. I don't want to say it's. We've been in talks, so I don't want to announce it yet. I don't know for sure that it's going to work out schedule wise, but it'll be a good one that a lot of people will know.
Sweet.
If we can settle it down. But yeah,
Cool.
we're just checking schedules right now and getting things figured out. That's far enough away. I'm sure it'll probably work out. But we got the date early, and like I said, so we could get going on that. So March 15th.
Well, we are going to have comprehensive weekly girls and boys basketball coverage all winter long. We've had KP's
Awesome.
Football Corner every week this fall for the football. We've covered football comprehensively. We've got our own independent rankings, which are the best rankings in the Metro East of the Metro East teams. You agree with that?
100%.
I've looked at some other rankings that include Metro East teams. I don't get it. I don't get what they're thinking. But anyway, we're going to have comprehensive coverage this year of basketball.
Okay.
Led by KP, presented by Dazzling Decor and more, right?
And we're working on a few more, Coach.
It's going to be awesome.
I try and get out and see as many of the Riverbend teams, especially since we give it awards to those kids. So I'm out watching some games still when I can. I caught a few of the Alton Edwardsville boys games last year. Man, those were some battles.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well,
yeah.
hit me up. Maybe we'll go to some of those together. I'm gonna go to
cool. Yeah,
more of those two.
I want to see how the Alton girls are going to be this year with a new coach, DeAndre Riney. He's Brandon Hogg's assistant, I guess, at Ball Hog Academy.
Okay.
So we'll see how he is as the new girls coach, because they still got a lot of talent there. I don't know, I don't know if it's a state placing team, but we'll see. I mean, there's still a lot of talent there. We're going to miss Kyoko a lot, but we get to see her at SIUE now.
Right. That'll be fun.
Which is going to be a lot of fun.
Edwardsville High School has a new coach, too. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
O'Fallon will be the team to beat again this year in the Southwestern Conference and probably in the region. Yep. Who else is going to be good for the girls? That's going to be good enough to beat them. That'll be tough.
Alton would probably be the one. I mean, they got Kevon Lacey's daughter's back, Ayla, and she's going to be really good. She's going to be a senior this year.
Okay. And on the boys' side, East St. Louis?
Alton, too.
East St. Louis?
Yeah.
Alton?
East St.
O'Fallon?
Louis would be good. Alton's got
West?
Yeah, Alton's got Stampley back. He's going to South Dakota now. He's verbally committed there. So, Alton was pretty good last year. I think Coach Dudley will have them going again too.
Small schools, Staunton.
Staunton, yeah, Ty Locks.
Ty Locks,
Is
absolutely.
good.
Staunton's going to be there.
Right.
I don't know what his buddy's going to have going, but you got Steve Medford back at Marquette now too. So Ty and Steve were roommates together at Lindenwood. So
I talked to Steve this summer at some of the games
Yeah.
up north. So
yeah, I was excited to see him back. I didn't think he'd stay. Very short tenured member of the Gallatin committee. He did it for a little bit, but
Who?
Just Steve Medford. But he was just too busy with his kids at the time and everything. So
Okay.
yeah, but he's a big proponent of what we do too. So.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for coming by. It's
No problem.
awesome to see you. How about you stop by afterwards? We recap it. Sound good?
What?
Love to hear about the awards.
Oh, after
Post.
after the trivia or after the
Yep.
awards in the spring.
Yep. Or if you want to do a preview a month out,
Yeah,
let me know.
I'll get a hold of you for
Okay.
sure. I'll be following up. Thank
All right.
you always, Dave.
Yep.
Great time.
KP, thanks for
great. Thanks for
both
Yeah.
segments tonight. KP, love having you around.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great meeting you too.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
See you, Rosie.
Yep.
Bye.